Hello, I'm Fizzy!
And I'm Wycoms.
And welcome to another league race in the AOR PC Split 1 League on F1 2016. This is round 9 at Hungary. And we are still the FisChris underdog squad, although considering that we are somehow leading the championship in the constructors by 54 points after the first 8 races, maybe we should change that to something like, FisChris unexpected overdog squad? I don't know. Because it's gone way better than expected so far, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have thought anything like that, really. It's really astonishing how the last couple of races went. But this might be a little bit tricky one for us, because our preparation wasn't, as good as it was in the previous rounds, because, we both had issues to meet together in the weekend. So our practice basically started at 2 hours before the race started, so that wasn't quite ideal.
Oh god, that can't go well, but let's see how we did in qualifying.
Here we are then for the qualifying comparison, obviously with 2 mana cars as per usual, as we try to open up this final corner as much as possible, get the best possible exit on the start finish it. For some reason you dip the wheel there in the grass, but as we're now searching the 100 meter board on the left hand side, breaking down into second gear for this first corner, you're hitting the apex a little bit better than me, using the short shifting technique to get a better exit, lol. Into turn 2 we go very long and tricky corner as well. You can take much different lines through there, and this turn 3 is flat towards the end of the first sector.
Oh yeah, and you have a slight lead so far, but still relatively solid from us, and this one very tricky, of course. Have to nail the line through there. Now coming through turn 5, going up the hill. Tricky traction zone, as you've just proven there, with a big sideways moment actually, but still managing to carry a decent amount of speed into the chicane, and then into the very twisty middle part of the lap. 4th gear through here. Sometimes you feel like you need to drop it down to the 3rd because of the understeer, but both of us staying in 4th. And then very high speed corner here, 5th gear again, down into the 3rd sector.
Yep. Very narrow for a 3rd sector here, only 3 corners to go. This right-hander is maybe in the low overtaking possibility later on in the race. And now these final 2 corners very similar. The final corner being a little bit faster, trying to stay as close as possible to the curb without running too wide for the exit. That has been the laps around Hungary, and as you can see, we are actually not too far apart from each other, only 3.5 separating us two.
Oh yeah, so you've done a 19.2, I've done a 119.5, and actually, your time is good enough for pole position. Chris, your first time in the league.
I'm very surprised with that. Well, I think, especially you, where, your 19.5 was by far your PB, and I think I've got pretty close in practice to that time, which is now set. But yeah, I guess we were still on the stage of actually improving, so we were able to do our best laps really when it mattered, which is always beneficial, I guess. Strategy wise, this is actually going to be interesting, because we will do a 2-stop, starting on the super softs of course, and then doing 2 sets of the softs, which we were told at least that was the quickest strategy. We weren't 100% sure, but we did it. We trusted that person and did it anyway.
Yeah, we hadn't, as I said, done too much race practice because of a limited time. Interesting. We haven't done 2-stopper too often this season. Mm-hmm. So I know though as well from the past that the tire wear is very tricky. Around here can be very heavy, and of course compared to Silverstone for example, the pit lane isn't as long. You don't lose as much time in the pits by doing an extra stop. So yeah, we were both gone for that, so we for once went all out in qualifying. Got 2 good positions on the grid, 1st and 5th, and as you said, my 19.5 was like 4 or 5 tenths of a second quicker than what I've done at all in practice. Not sure if my race pace will match that, we will see, but either way, it's good starting positions for us. And the lights are now coming on for round 9 out of 15 of this PC Split 1 League season. And here we go, you leading the way from pole position for the first time. A bit of wheel spin, but controlling nicely. Nick B trying to tuck in your slipstream straight away, while Afro and Papa going side by side into the first corner. I've got a car going up my inside as well, just trying to keep it clean here on the first lap. I think there's FisChris in the Haas on my inside, and he's kind of come across on me a little bit. Oh my word, and now I had to make a big save. I think someone might have tapped me in the back as well in the midst of all that, and now I got... Oh, oh my word, touching on the inside. Maybe we were 3 wide there. I thought we were just 2 wide. So got shoved wide a little bit, but managing to keep the car going around the corner just about, and with no damage so far, although losing a bit of ground on the guy side and obviously dropping 2 positions because of Fugitaro kind of, I don't know, I think Fugitaro had some oversteer, and then I got some oversteer as well from the little contact.
Yeah, I think there might have been, you know, just a tiny incident there in the background, and you just were really right ahead of that incident of turn 2, so very pretty lucky of you to, not get caught up in that. But yeah, you lost 2 positions, but still, I mean, not too bad. I think with the slipstream and stuff like that, you should be able to get up to these guys pretty quickly, especially with Berg being on the softs. Probably not that fast in the first 2-3 laps or something. So you might be able to catch that train once again. And obviously my aim now at the front after maintaining the lead is to pull a gap. And especially my eyes this race are on Berg, pretty much. I know Nick as well, probably. But Berg with having a different strategy, we both have to, make up the time for compared to the one-stoppers as I'm running deep into turn 1. That's not going to help, but Nick is nowhere near at the moment to make a move. So yeah, skipping out to lap 3, I put a gap to 1.9 seconds actually to Nick B, so he's out of my out of the DRS, out of the slipstream, which is definitely what I wanted. And now it's all about setting consistent lap times. You still, well, probably you will have the DRS now as Berg and Fugitaro will go side by side, and Nuka still behind you there in P8.
Yeah. Be interested to see what kind of strategy Berg goes for, having started on those soft tires. Obviously, if he wants to do the one stop, then you would imagine so, because he chose to qualify on that tire. So he has some different strategy plans compared to us. It would be interesting to see how that pans out as the race goes on. And he has now made the move on Fugitaro for P5, because there's 2 cars battling ahead of him, though. That is Papa and Nick B, I believe, in the Ferrari. So there's a bit of a train from Nick B down actually at the moment, as Fugitaro now at the end of lap 6 is going to go into the pits. I'm going to follow him in as well. As you can see, the tyre wear isn't actually that bad at the moment. I could have probably gone a lap or 2 more, but wanted to accommodate you a little bit, because you said that you wanted to go a bit longer, and I wasn't really sure whether you meant laps 7 or 8 with that. So I just decided to go in and try to go for maybe a bit of an undercut here, even though it'll mean that I'll have to do 15 laps on one of the next soft stints. And actually, I have jumped Fugitaro in the pits. A manor car jumping someone in the pits. What is this?
Yeah, you got a good pit stop for once. Normally, I always get the good pit stops, but 2.1 seconds is pretty good actually for man, and probably one of the best stops we saw all season long.
Best I ever,
skipping to the end. I was skipping to the end of lap 7. I'm still going in, and that was simply because I wasn't there. Afro and Nick were still out, and I was so much far in front that I wasn't really pressured too much for being undercut. Nick now coming out of the pit, and you actually have jumped him. Maybe he's still having the look up the inside there, but you should have on the warm tires. You should be able to hold that position, although he's still having a look around the outside. You can hold it here around the outside, and he does so very beautifully, but you will have to better run here into turn 3, and you have jumped Nick B in the pits, and that's very surprising, I guess.
Yeah, because he was around the head of the big train that was around the back of before. So yeah, him going down just 1 lap later actually means that the undercut must be quite big around here, unless he had some kind of problem on his in-lap. But either way, Slick, speaking of problems, Slick obviously hasn't pitted yet. And he's on the mediums, and he's going very slow in the middle sector for some reason. I thought he had front wing damage here, but I'm not really sure. Either way, I'm going to try to just get past him as soon as possible. Not really a place you usually overtake, but given how slow it was going, I just had to get around him there. Nick B is going to go for a move straight away as well into sector 3, and I think that he has got that one done as well. And now, at the end of lap 8, you are also in the pit lane. Much later stop than me. Let's see. So Berg has obviously got into the lead now. Failer also, as well as Max, the 2 Force Indians, not stopped yet. But you look to be rejoining the track in P4. So still well clear of all the other guys on the same strategy.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that I would be so far up, because there were a couple of guys outside of the top 10, of course. Yeah, I mean, everyone outside of the top 10 pretty much started on softs or mediums, so I was expecting, oh my god, that is a contact between you and Nick B. Not sure what happened there, if Nick B got some late oversteer or something in 4th gear or something, that occasionally happens on this game, not sure why, but anyway, he is taking that position away from you. A little bit annoying there, because you had the initial traction out of there, but the contact forced you into an oversteer moment.
Yeah, it was always a bit hard for me to keep Nick behind, but I kind of was thinking a little bit about you as well in that battle, and just trying to hold Nick up a bit for you as well. I would have liked to hold him a bit longer, but yeah, that little contact made that difficult. And actually, you are very much being held up by Max at the moment on those medium tires through the middle sector. You can't really overtake unless someone is doing what Slick did, but yeah, so you're going to be staying behind. Max for now probably just have to be patient here and wait for the DRS on the main straight, but obviously not going to help. You're thinking of Berg as well, who might be challenging later on in the race on his different strategy, but at least, oh, look at that wide entry into the final corner, going to line up for a fantastic exit, and you don't even need a DRS to get past Max there. Very easy move in the end once you found the straight.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, I try to be patient with these guys because, I mean, better lose maybe, I don't know, a second by overtaking than, crashing. It's always a little bit better, I guess. Then skipping down to lap 12, called the next car that is Felo. Is actually in a very, very good position. Remember, he started in last position, I think?
Yeah.
Or in 16th or something like that. So he was very, very far down. So he's now up into P2, and this is the net position basically he's in at the moment. So oopala, that's not a good exit there for me, so I have to be a little bit patient, probably one more lap to get past him. And now in the middle sector, yeah, it's pretty much impossible to overtake.
Dive bomb.
No. Maybe there is a slight opportunity at the start of the third sector, in the right-hander, but apart from that...
Let's see if you can line him up. Oh, you don't even need to line him up because he's just run off the track for you. That's interesting.
Thank you very much. I guess so. What's the gap to Berg now? 6 seconds. Ooh. So that's the essential gap I need to close, and that's actually not that much. I thought that would be more. So 6 seconds is actually not that much. So I already, I don't know, made up probably 10 seconds or something of the course of the race to him. So that's not too bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. Obviously, at this stage of the race, you also have the fresher tires until he goes into the pits. As now on lap 14, I am being pressured by Papa Socrates, another man I actually jumped in the pit stop.
You jumped a lot of people, didn't you?
Yeah, I did jump a lot of people, so yeah, the undercut worked, although of course he will have a bit better tires than me at this moment in time. And actually now at the end of lap 14, you're going to take the lead, because I didn't see Berg in the pits, but I heard him in the pits. So Berg has pitted onto the medium tires, which means that he is definitely going to the end of the race. And let's see though, where will come out compared to me actually. Will I be ahead of Berg? That'd be interesting. I think I am actually. Yeah, I think that was him on the pit exit right there, as I'm going defensive from Papa into the first corner. He will be looking around the outside as I'm looking nearly to go on the grass something with my oversteer. And again, now he actually has his nose on the inside of me there. I've got a lock up as well, which made me run deeper or wider than I really wanted to there. And wow. On his better tires, he has just found the grip on the inside. Oh, and that's Nick B on the side of the track.
Oh my god, that is so unfortunate. I'm not sure if that was an impact with Slick or something, because Slick left the session as well.
I don't think so, actually. Yeah, I thought that initially as well, because he left at the same time, but I think it was something else. I think it was Max, maybe. Okay,
it could be. We are not sure, but very, very unfortunate for Nick once again. This is like, I don't know, the third or fourth time in a row he won't score any points this race, so very, very unfortunate. I mean, surely he could have maybe carried on, not sure about the damage he got or something like that, but if he lost his front wing, it's probably going to be game over anyway for him. But yeah, very, very unfortunate. And yeah, sometimes it's just, you have these races, or the streak of races, but it just doesn't go your way at all. I mean, we both know that from, previous season, probably in AOR, probably not in this, definitely not in this season, but yeah, we know how that feels, I guess.
Well, my bad streak was for one race in Australia, but yeah, same for Nick, of course. As actually now I'm being attacked by a Berg, who is going to be stabbing me into turn 2. I held him up a little bit in the third sector on the previous lap, but he's going to break so much later around that corner. I'm going to make him go wide though, try to hold it on the next corner. It's a bit of front wing laying in the middle of the track there, but Saba's going up the hill, not really sure if I want this, so I've decided to back out of it. Not really, I mean, most corners on here I'd be fine going too wide, but that one is kind of suicidal.
Yeah, definitely. Is like, you need a lot of trust in the other guy to go side by side through there. It's going to lose you so much, and it's not really beneficial at all, really. Oh my god. That's interesting.
That's my second one. So, Yeah, need to be careful with warnings. Obviously, another thing in practice, which I did get a lot of around here. We did get a lot of warnings in practice, but when it comes to the race, we usually actually manage to finish the races without getting a penalty. But now I have to do quite a few laps with 2 warnings, so we'll see how that pans out. Berg has now passed Papa as well, so he obviously needs to try and get past these guys pretty quickly. You know, in his eventual fight with you, try to lose as little time as possible, and it looks like he will make that move on Max as well straight away with the DRS. So Berg now with clear air on lap 20, and I guess it's not too long either till you come into the pits.
No, definitely not. I think, yeah, this lap will probably be your time to pit, and then next lap will be my time to pit. We have 14 laps or 15 laps on these soft tires, which is probably not really an issue. You know, did 14 laps on them, you're on 59%, so not really too difficult to pull that strategy off tire wear wise. As now, oh no,
there.
That's contact between Papa and Max, of course, being on unbelievably old mediums, probably would have gone into the pits anyway this lap as well. So you're going into the pits now, nice and cleanly, slowing it down very, very early. And yeah, that will be your last pit. So it's going to be interesting where you're coming out if you can pull off another undercut towards Papa and the guys ahead, so that will be interesting to see. And Fugitaro as well, actually.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering where Fugitaro was at this point, because I hadn't really seen him since the first pit stop. But 2 cars that got flown past me though, that was Nuka and RBK actually, who might also be on different strategies to me. And now, and in the next lap, you are also going into the pits. So of course, what we need to try and see right now. Yeah, so, okay, so Afro's going to be leading for at least a lap. And now, where is Berg going to be? Where is Berg going to be? Is he going to be ahead? It looks like he is. So there he is, flying down into turn 1. It's not too big of a gap though. You can see him right there.
Yeah, at this point I was very, very confident actually, because I'm on so much fresher tires and on the different and on the better compound as well. I will surely catch him in the next couple of hours. Obviously, catching is a way different story than overtaking. And yeah, that's going to be very, very interesting battle between the two of us, I guess, towards the end of the race. As we're now behind RBK, probably RBK still needs to do one more stop. I would say so at least, as he runs very, very wide into that corner. That's going to be an easy position for you. Up into P7, and Nuka ahead. Oh, that's actually interesting. Has Nuka? No, Nuka's done 1 stop so far, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he was on the mediums, so I was surprised at that, because he also started on the softs, I think.
No, he started on super softs.
Yeah, of course, super softs, and inside the top 10 as well. So yeah, I was surprising. It was kind of, he's doing the similar strategy to what he did at Silverstone. But although on that occasion he started outside the top 10 of fresh tires. So yeah, I was even more surprising here that he went for that strategy. Super soft medium. But yeah, you are now definitely catching up very quickly to Berg here, and it's still 12 laps to go, so time for you to make the move. But of course, we know how fast Berg is, and well, at least though you have time to be patient.
Yeah, but the longer the stint goes as well, his tires will be better shaped than mine will, because the medium is just lasting so much longer. So it's going to be interesting how that will play into Handel just leaving out.
Oh my god!
That was actually way closer than I thought it would be. But very well went well. I just wanted to, you know, show him that I'm there. I'm now there to challenge you.
I think he realized.
Yeah, but yeah, now I have time a little bit to plan the move. It seems like I'm a little bit far back actually coming onto the, that I noticed already when I was you know, in the time battles with him. Basically, he was very quick in the final sector compared to me, so I can't really do anything into turn 1 here. So I probably might set it up for a good overtaking opportunity to turn 2, but not like that.
Always when you say you're going to set up a good exit, you just have a massive slide. But yeah, so you're going to have to wait a bit longer to make the move on Berg. Let's see if Papa wants to wait longer to make the move on me though, because as you mentioned earlier, I did indeed jump him again in the pits for the 2nd time in the race. Oh my word, I've already kind of tried to copy you there on the exit of turn 1. So I just felt the need to go slightly defensive, just putting my car in the middle of the track just to make sure there on Papa, although it's not giving it the best exit going up the hill.
I wouldn't have done that in your position, to be honest.
Papa was kind of half dive bombing me a few places, so I just was a bit tired of that. And now just parking my car, and although I run too hard onto that curb, and I'm giving me a really poor run now up the hill, going into the chicane, and again not really confident on the traction for some reason at this stage of the race, and I've given him too much room there, and then I decided to back out of it because I was going to cut the corner, and with 2 warnings I didn't want the third one.
A little bit unfortunate there, it's just always hard when to really defend it, but I think in your position you should not really have defended that too much into turn 2. Even if you would have gone up the inside, you had a better run around the outside there. But anyway, you lost that position. Now maybe you can do something later on in the race. Once again, you were pretty similar on pace anyway throughout the entire race, so it's going to be interesting if you can catch Papa again. And now caught Berg again, but he's defending the inside line into turn 2. Can't really do anything about that one. Maybe the switch back out of here. Not really, and I don't really want to attack him into turn 4, so I'm gonna sit back for another lap, I guess.
This feels like a mirrored version of Papa versus me, just you being Papa and me being Berg, defending kind of every corner at the moment. But you're not quite as close as Papa was going into the chicane now, so you're gonna have to sit behind it throughout the middle section, you would think, unless Berg does a failure and just decides to drive off the track.
Failure.
Yeah.
A high failure. Okay. I thought you tried to speak German then. Anyway. Oh my god.
Oh well, there we go. Yeah.
Turn 4.
It's not often I get time penalties for warnings, but it has happened here. That turn 4 was been a bit annoying, and I was not surprised that was a corner where I got it on, to be honest. Although I'm surprised that it was the inside part of the corner, not the outside part, that actually gave me the final warning there. Either way though, we'll see if that affects me in the end. Now though, you're going to have a fantastic run on Berg once again. And he's actually not gone defensive this time, which is interesting considering he's done that so far on the previous occasion, and it's worked for him. Oh my word, slight lock up from you, and he nearly hit his sideboard, and again nearly losing the back end out of the first corner, but this time you control it much better than last time, and actually you're getting lots of speed going into turn 2 on the outside line now. Berg still on the inside, a bit of wheel banging even as you put your hand up in the air, but you got your car ahead round turn 3, and that's the move done for the lead of this race.
Finally. Really, I was very delighted with that it happened now, because now the tires are still fresh. Now I can push. Now I can try to get Berg out of my slipstream in the next couple of laps and get this win home, because I'm not really pressured too much by warnings at this stage as well. I think I've got 1 warning or something at this stage, so I can really try to push now and pull out everything I have really to secure this win, which would be very crucial, I guess. And it seems like that Papa's got past Nuka on your side, and you got Fugutaro all of a sudden behind you. That's very interesting.
Where on earth did he come from? I hadn't thought about Fugutaro since basically the first stint of the race. But it turns out that he had actually gone on the mediums for the middle stint, and which is why he pitted 5 laps or so later than me for the final time, and he's on there for 5 laps fresher soft tires, which is why he was suddenly catching me so quickly and catching everyone in this train so quickly. And now my wheel has fucked up, and I have been completely caught off. Didn't really touch on this earlier, but I've got this issue with my wheel where it just decides to, sometimes, not always, just for a few tracks and races, decide to gradually go majorly off-center during the race and then eventually reset itself to the middle. And that was the case when it reset itself again, and I basically have to just readjust how much I turn in for every corner. Completely put me off, lost a bit of time, and has put Fugutaro right under the back of me. And crucial, of course, what this has done is put me out of DRS range of the 2 cars ahead, which is going to make it much harder for me to defend. And with how close Fugutaro is around this final corner, I'm going to of course try to defend, just like Nuka is actually defending for Papa over there as well by the looks of it. So inside a line into the first corner, Fugutaro is going to close in a lot, even a bit under braking. I'm going to try to nail the traction here, but just a little bit of oversteer, and Fugutaro on the fresher tires has just absolutely nailed that. Got on the inside for turn 2, and okay. So even a run deep into turn 2, and my front wing hasn't been damaged. Oh dear.
That's a very weird one, to be honest. Not sure how you would get damage from that, compared to other incidents. Yeah. I mean, compare me at Austria, for example.
Yeah.
But that's gonna harm you, and that's probably gonna get you out of contention for any more chances to catch the guys ahead. As you're now already skipping to the final lap, maybe saw a little bit of a gap development between me and Berg. I got out of I put him out of my DRS eventually, and from that on it was just consistently between 1 second and 1.5 seconds rating. As I said before, his tires were obviously better, a little bit better, got better and better as the stint got on. But I was able to save my tires enough, and now coming around the final corner to take a surprising and unexpected win around Hungary. I didn't really, expect anything from this, and that's why I'm even more happy about it that it happened.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't think we expected that at all, considering we both said before the race that we don't like Hungary really. We've not really been usually too good around here, and obviously practicing less than usual as well. So for you to win the race, I was actually very, very crazy, and really well done for that, holding Berg up as well, and holding him off at the end of the race, despite him
holding him up.
Well, not holding him up, but he keeping it behind. And I actually gained a position from where I crossed the line as well, because Papa had 9 seconds worth of a penalty. So even though I did have my 3 seconds, I actually gained a position instead of losing one, which is nice. So 7th place for me. I feel like I could have been 5th. I'm gonna blame my wheel for that. So yeah, sure. Still 7th before the race. I probably would have taken it, really. Yeah. So for the championship, you're going to extend the lead crucially to Berg to 21 points, which is looking good. Nick B obviously dropping further back with a 4th consecutive race without scoring. Nearly being caught by Afro now. And for me, being caught extending a bit to RBK actually, because he also didn't score points for once, I think.
Yeah, and with Fab and Ram not being here, so that's going to help you a little bit there in that midfield battle, or upper midfield battle, I guess. And then Failer actually with 4th today, managing to, crawl some positions up in the standings. And in the constructors, we were able to extend the lead once again. It is now already 67 points.
What is this madness?
I mean, this is hilarious, to be honest. This is really hilarious.
Oh, well, yeah, another thing that I think we didn't expect, to be honest. Obviously, Mercedes, McLaren and Ferrari have all had their issues recently, whereas we have just kept scoring solid points for both of us. So I guess that is the big part of that. So yeah, looking good at the moment. It's 6 races to go. Next one will be at Spa. No, it will not be a Spa. It'll be at Hockenheim. Jesus Christ, I always think it's Spa after Hungary, because it used to be. I swear it used to be. Yeah. But in any case, Hockenheim. Yeah, I usually like that track as well. So I don't know about you. I'm looking forward to it.
It is like a cool track apart from track limits in turn 1. So that's going to be interesting how that plans out and how we deal with that. But yeah, Hockenheim normally a track which I quite like, and it's going to be a good race, I guess.
Yep. So, as always, thank you very much for watching this race around Hungary. We do appreciate it, and of course, we hope you will join us again for the race at Hockenheim, where hopefully we'll pick up some more even solid points for Manor. Goodbye.
Bye.